You know, as a young boy, I was somewhat preoccupied by space and the planets, and I was, super thrilled when I was 9 years old and or 8 years old, and I watched the men land on the moon. Neil Armstrong, the first man on the moon. There are nights when I step outside and I look at the sky, and the sheer scale of it presses against my emotions like a kind of beautiful sorrow. We speak so casually about the stars. Alpha Centauri, Proxima, that newly discovered exoplanet just 25 light years away. Only 25 light years away. As if they were destinations on some grand map. As if we might someday pack a bag and, let's go to the exoplanet. Well, that's not going to happen. The truth is harsher, it's more humbling than we will ever know. Not in our lifetimes, or not in the lifetimes of our children, or great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren. So the richness, this beautiful distance of space, this amazing mystery, is both a wonder on one hand and an ache on the other. Imagine this: a spacecraft traveling 100,000 miles per hour, a speed that would tear human engineering apart, would still take millions upon millions of years to reach even the nearest star, Alpha Centauri. The numbers are so amazingly large that they stop feeling like numbers at all. They become a kind of, a cosmic poetry of sorts, a reminder that the universe is not built on a human scale. It's grand beyond measure, indifferent to our longing, yet somehow still capable of stirring it. And this is where the frustration lives, not in anger, but in yearning. We discover a planet 25 light years away. It's a rocky world, sitting within the cradle of a star's habitable zone. It's a red dwarf star, smaller than the sun. We imagine oceans and winds and continents, perhaps even life, simple or complex, familiar or utterly alien. We imagine the possibility somewhere on that distant speck, that distant sphere, that is. It's not a spear, it's a sphere. Something is looking back maybe at us and wondering, is it alone in the universe? Neil deGrasse Tyson once said, "We are part of this universe, we are in this universe, but perhaps more importantly than both of those facts is that the universe is inside us. We are made of the same chemical compositions and percentages as the stars." That's not a coincidence. So, would we ever know in our short lifetimes, and I have 20 years left at the most, just a tiny bit more, right? The question haunts me more than the distance itself, because if life thrives on this exoplanet, even if forests sway under a dim red sun, or maybe microscopic organisms cling to warm pools of water, the truth is we may never confirm it, never in the lifetime of any humans, that our lifespan will be different than their lifespan. We keep missing each other through time spans and through distance. This is what Carl Sagan said. In several strong statements, he stated this, that likely that the lifespans of life are so brief that the chances of even matching the time spans to another world would be another challenge. So there's this strange ache in realizing that astronauts brave and brilliant and hopeful will never come close to touching these worlds. The journeys will remain symbolic. We're confined to this shell, this practice field, so to speak, of our own solar system, It's like our own little stadium that we're practicing in, right? Going to Mars in my lifetime, that would be nice. And Ray Bradbury captured this bittersweet tension when he wrote, "We are the miracle that God made to taste the bitter fruit of time." And I guess you can't help but feel the awe in all of this. The ache of the unreachable.